Okay, guys, so in that last one we left off where basically you have only one job, one address, and that's it. We need to kind of change that a little bit. It's pretty easy to do. So back into your views, we're going to introduce this new thing called a model form set factory, or Formsets for short. So what we need to do is import it. So we'll go to from Django.forms.models, import model form, oops, not choice field, but model form set factory. And you'll see how this works shortly here. But before we use it, we're going to change down in that edit profile, we'll change address into addresses and job into jobs. And then we'll change the get to a filter. Filter. Okay. And we're going to keep user picture as one thing for now. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so now we need to declare the form set. We'll do address form set. Make sure it is capitalized like that. We're just going to leave it that way. So we'll do model form set underscore factory. That's the one we just imported. And then the model, first off is the model as address. And then the form, so we want to use the model form that we've declared before, which was address form. So we can just copy that, put that there. And then we'll do extra equals 1. I'll show you what that does later. And now we'll do form set A equals address form set. And then we'll do request post or none. And the query set equals to addresses. So similar to like instance, but instead of instance, it's going to be multiple. That's why it's a query set. So it could be an instance set, basically, all the addresses. So we'll save that. Let's see what this looks like. We're going to comment out address form, and let's remove it from down here as well. So let's grab form set, copy that, go into edit profile, and we will just add form set A and put that there. Go back into Chrome, do a refresh. Global name none is not defined. Oops. Got to make sure that you capitalize things here. That is that one right there. Luckily, it does highlight if it's correct. Global name job is not defined. So let's see what's wrong with job. It's probably because of this instance here. So let's actually comment that one out as well, because we changed that to jobs, if you remember. And we will just delete that one. Do a refresh, and there we go. So we probably want to have it as paragraph still so we can see it in action. So we have an address here, and then we have an address here, and now we don't see the other form because we actually commented it out. But if you notice, there's now two of them. So if we change it, we can change, let's just put another one in the admin first before we actually go live with the form. So if we add another address here for user jmitchell3, 123 test, Newport Beach, okay, save that. We go back in here, do a quick refresh. We have those two addresses, and guess what? It shows us another one. So that's what extra is. Extra gives us that extra form. So if we did 3 and we do a refresh, you'll see 3 new address forms. If you did 0, you will not see any extras. So you could put a limit on these two by simply doing max num equals to 2, or let's say 4, and we'll put extra keeping at 3, and it will show 4, but it shows 4 at the most, right? It doesn't do an extra of 3. So if we did 1, it's going to show 1, and then if we did 5, it will only show 2 more because we already have 2 there, and we declare this max number. So you could do that. You could set a max number of addresses that they could possibly put in if you so decide. I mean, I'm just going to do 1 as an extra, and I'm going to take off maximum number, because if they want to have a ton of addresses, that's fine. It actually helps us qualify somebody a little bit better. Okay, so now that we have form set for the address, make a little note here, address form set. Let's make the exact same thing for the jobs. So we'll do a job form set. Job form set. Change this to job form set. Change this to job. Form set A to form set J, as in job. And then this is going to be job object, or job model, excuse me. And then the form is job form. And we'll do address, or excuse me, extra equaling to 1. And then the query set is jobs. And so now we can put this into our template. Let's go back into edit profile, change the job form into job form set J, do a quick refresh, and now we have multiple jobs in there. As you can see, this could potentially get very, very long, and it's also not that clean and organized. So we don't want to keep it this way. We want to actually separate the saving and editing of our address form sets and our job form sets, and maybe even where our pictures are saved and all that. But so for now, we will actually change it to making a couple new views for edit address and edit jobs. Or edit job. So we can take out a bunch of stuff on here. We do still need the user. And the reason for this is just to make it so we can just focus kind of on one thing at a time, saving one thing and not getting too complicated with a bunch of forms in one spot. Of course, we will fix a lot of stuff on this later, but at least now we can just kind of set up the files to work correctly, or set up the requests to work correctly, excuse me, because we don't want to have it too complicated. We want to be able to fix it later if we ever get lost or anything like that. And the way we had it before, it's just adding way too much stuff into one area, and then it's going to probably get too complicated for the user themselves. So let's just get rid of a lot of this stuff, and we will kind of separate it all out. And profile for now will just be pictures. Just basically editing pictures, and that's it. And there. So now we have 3 different requests that are going to be handling certain aspects to this. And of course, we can still have the forms all in one page, but we're not going to do that. We're actually going to have them separate, so then when you go on to profile, maybe we'll have a couple tabs up here that say, just give you an overview of what your profile looks like currently, and then maybe like edit addresses or just addresses and stuff like that. So we will do that in the next one, but just the point of this one was to show you that there's these form sets and they're very useful, and we will be working on them in the next one. All right, see you then.